All right, let's dive in to some Saints real quick, and then we'll continue at the next break since I got caught up in y'all's takes in the chat a little bit here. Did y'all watch the Saints game on Sunday? How you feel, okay? I'll let y'all start since I've talked so much this hour. What were your kind of main takeaways?
Cleaner game overall.
Yep.
It didn't start that way either. I mean, I don't know if it really could have started any worse for the Saints. I mean, the Lions go right down the field. They get a couple of third down conversions, just a big bugaboo for the Saints all year. They punch it in, and then Drew Brees comes out, and the first pass is tipped up in the air and intercepted, and it's just like,
at that point,
okay, they're definitely going to score because they're taking over in the red zone.
Yeah.
And they did, but after that, it was just the New Orleans Saints of old. The Saints on that run from after going 14-0 down through the first drive of the third quarter looked like the contender they were supposed to be this year.
Yes, I agree.
I would have liked to have seen them keep it up a little bit better in the second half. They didn't score again after the first drive. The defense kind of got a little shaky. The penalties kind of started to return, although some of those penalties on Anzalone were suspect. But
Lucius Malfoy.
You just have to deal with those. But
I feel like I'm just going to see a little house elf running around behind him. I'm going to have to give him a sock or something to free him. So that's a good point about the second half. And I agree. But one thing I do love that doesn't necessarily translate to points was the 4-minute offense from the Saints, right? They get the ball back. They know they have to get first downs to win the game. And they did just that. And they won it. And they never gave the Lions a mathematical opportunity to win. So I agree. That's not a touchdown drive. But I did like the offense finishing the game in that manner. And it was Brees making the big throw on third down, et cetera, et cetera.
They and the run game was just fantastic to see.
It really was.
Because they ran the ball very well against the Packers for the majority of that game.
Yeah.
And I guess kind of went away from it a little bit there towards the end of that game because they kind of had to.
And what it needs to do when the passing game's struggling a bit, it's the same thing you're seeing with LSU, just in kind of a different flavor. But yeah, when the passing game's struggling a bit and your weapons or a little banged up, they're not what you want. Yeah, you got to take pressure off that quarterback position.
And then the last thing that I'll say on it, the offensive line, the way they were able to reshuffle with the injuries they had throughout the game, Ramczyk going down. You saw Cesar Ruiz get a start, his first start. Teron Armstead went down for a hot minute. That just compounded the injury problems you already went into the game with 6 starters, and they didn't skip a beat. They were still able to run the ball. They were still able to protect Drew Brees. That was really encouraging to see from the offensive line.
Danny, what about you? What stood out?
What I was really impressed was the step up of Tre'Quan Smith and Emmanuel Sanders. Like, Emmanuel Sanders is finally starting to show that he's worth the contract to give him. I mean, you got to feed him more, but Tre'Quan Smith was a big red zone threat, and I'm really encouraged to see what Michael Thomas could add to that.
Yes.
He's gonna make the whole wide receiver crew even more like dynamic.
Exactly. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head, Danny. That it sucks not having Michael Thomas, obviously, but what it has done is force you down avenues that would have been left unexplored had he never been hurt, right? And so now you're forced to develop more with Emmanuel. You're forced for Tre'Quan Smith to make plays. And so when Thomas comes back, sure, Brees is still going to target him the most, but he knows now he has more trust with those other two than he had previously. And the Sanders one is especially interesting because to me, that's just time on task. Emmanuel Sanders so good. Brees is so good. They probably didn't get together. I mean, I know they got together some, but, generally Brees and these other league quarterbacks, they're with their receivers like almost all summer. Like they're going somewhere. They're constantly working on that timing. You could tell the timing hasn't been there this year, but it's getting there. And so, yeah, the Sanders-Brees connection should only continue to pay dividends. Also, for all the talk of Brees' arm strength, he had some nice deeper throws
There's some
on
balls
Sunday.
20 yards down the field.
Yeah, there were some 20-yard throws there, damn it.
That pass to Kamara on the 4th down was a dime.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, he can he still plays. The accuracy issues, which, again, after rewatching that Raiders game, it wasn't all pure inaccuracies. They were there. But it was guys stopping at times, their routes. It was timing stuff. It seems like, again, time on task, that offense is cleaning it up.
How about Patrick Robinson?
Yeah, man.
P-Rob had a game.
I agree.
I think he's the answer to defending the tight end, maybe. Possibly.
Okay. Yeah, man, look, potential. I mean, why? It can't be worse. I mean, right?
He was the only one who's successful so far.
Yeah, give him the opportunity. Why not? I mean, I'm shocked that you did as well as you did in the secondary, given that you had no Lattimore, no Jenkins this game. And really, to me, that is the key takeaway. For the Saints, this was an overcome adversity, no matter what that adversity is, type of game. All your best players are hurt almost, it felt like. The momentum from a season standpoint was working against you. Like, this is a game that you really needed that all of a sudden was in peril. You got the false positive with the 1 a.m. COVID test, the early wake up, 7 a.m., whenever it is. And I was the one who fell into the trap of making the jokes before the game where I'm like, COVID, we got to push back the game. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you if guys can't play. And lo and behold, the Saints said, not so fast. We don't care about any of that. We're going to find a way to get it done. And so shout out to the Saints team, leadership, front office, everybody, top to bottom in the organization for finding a way to get it done. I really liked seeing Cam Jordan get on the stat sheet.
Got a sack.
That was great. Love seeing the level celebration. It had been too long. And now you start a nice 4-week stretch for this Saints team. Or excuse me, this was the start of the 4-week stretch where you got your first week. Now you have Chargers, Panthers, Bears. Chargers is the most sketchy in there. I think you almost guarantee win the other two. But yeah, there's a good chance that you 4-0 that. Let's assume that you do. You could be 5-2 entering the final Tampa Bay game. Now, where that gets interesting is that this is a Tampa Bay team that actually looks pretty good. They're on top of the NFC South right now. They're 3-1. They also have a pretty easy schedule. They have Bears, Packers, Raiders, Giants. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, say they 3-1 that they lose to the Packers. They will be 6-2 entering that second Saints-Bucks matchup. So what you're looking at there is like a midseason battle that could kind of determine the NFC South. Because if you manage to beat Tampa, then you're looking at having the tiebreaker over them, which obviously gives you a huge advantage when you're determining who could win that South. So things are starting to heat up in that division right now. Also, the Panthers are looking better. Panthers got a little life.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe Brady and company. I don't think they're good. I think the Saints win, but
I didn't expect them to be 2-2 at this point in the season. I really didn't.
Bad fall off for the Cardinals too. Here in the last couple weeks,
they're 2-2.
After we got all in love with them and Kyler Murray's making plays, and he remains very exciting, but they really needed to win that Carolina game for me to think that they were really, going to threaten maybe in that NFC West like I thought they had the potential to. So things are heating up right now for this New Orleans Saints team, and this Chargers game is going to be a tough one because matchup-wise, they're going to be able to get after Drew Brees. You're going to have to do some creative things there. And Justin Herbert.
I was about to say, man, and number 10 looks like he can play a little bit.
Another guy who's just so much better than I thought he was going to be, even through watching Hard Knocks. And this is why we got to be careful with our assumptions about timid, soft, this, that, whatever. That's how I felt coming out of Hard Knocks, just listening to him talk or whatever, like just reading social cues or whatever. And when he plays, he looks anything but timid or soft. So I love the fact that the Chargers game on a Monday. Give you an extra day to try to get healthy here, to try to recover. I think it is needed for this Saints team. And who knows? I think we probably see Mike Thomas. I think, do we see Marcus Davenport?
I hope so, but I don't know, man.
I mean, is it possible? Can we?
I'm sure it's possible, but
give me more Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson.
3 sacks in 4 games.
Like a Pro Bowl season this year so far.
Did he have another sack?
3 sacks in 4 games. He's got a sack yesterday.
Double-digit sack dream is so alive for Trey Hendrickson. And what is great about that, though, is if you get Davenport back, then you can get really creative. Like, Davenport's big enough, you can rush him on the inside. If you love Cam Jordan on a guard matchup, you could rush him on the inside and put Hendrickson and Davenport on the outside. David Onyemata's been a great pass rusher this season. Dude. So, Davenport could push you over the top if he plays, which is a massive if at this point. So, a solid bounce back for your New Orleans Saints. We'll get to your takes next, as well as talk more NFL here on OTB OT.
OTB OT.